Hello everybody and welcome to this 21st episode of HipHipBarbaKnitStories. My name is Linda and I'm talking to you from Reykjavik, Iceland. You can find links to everything that I talk about on this podcast in the description box down below. And I would really like to encourage you to like and subscribe to my channel if you are interested and if you like what you see. So, for this episode I'm gonna go over a few, I have a few finished items, and then I have some whips and some things that I want to cast on in the near future, not sure when, but yeah. Also, I have a knit-along running that started last Friday. I'm co-hosting it with Stephen West, and you can find all the info in my previous episode or in the Ravelry group. So, on that note, the first finished object that I have today is my first finished object for the knit-along, and it's the Hibernating Hat. It looks like this. I did my hat according to pattern, but I did change a few things. Not in the pattern, but I changed the yarn, the weight of the yarn. The pattern is written for 1 strand of mohair to be held with 1 strand of Aran weight yarn, but I held one strand of mohair with 1 strand of DK weight yarn, and the DK yarn that I held throughout this hat is Walk Collection DK in the colorway Metal Dust, and the mohair is from La Bien-Amie in the colorway San Toki. And I'm super happy with how it turned out. So you don't really have to use Aran weight. If you have a skein of DK that you have in your stash or something, you can definitely use DK weight. And I used 5mm needles for this hat, and the pattern is good, perfect. I didn't find any errors or anything, and it knits up in a few hours. At least it did for me. It has a really long rib, and now you can't see my face, but just fold it. And yeah, I really like it. It's really warm. It's been really cold and snowing here, so this has come in handy. Even if I've only had it for 2 days, it's still pretty handy to have. And I really like the different sections of this hat, and yeah, I'm in love with it, so it's really nice. The second finish that I have here is the Avia mittens by Skein Knits. Here they are, and I'm very happy with them also. I learned a lot, especially regarding gauge, and I think it's really funny if you see them like next to each other. This one is a little bit wider than this one. I don't know if you can see it properly on camera, but if you see them in person, you can definitely tell that this one is a little bit wider. I started this one when I was under a lot of stress. So my gauge is super tight, and this one I started and finished just last weekend or the weekend before, but they both fit, and I mean I have small hands anyway, so they both fit my hands really well, and I am very happy with them. Super happy. The yarn that I used is from the Fiber Co. I've given it away, but the info is on my project page on Ravelry and in my previous episodes as well. And they are warm and nice, and I'm happy with them. I did fiddle a little bit with keeping my stitches tight and neat when I was doing the thumb. As you can see, some of the stitches are a little bit wide or a little bit looser than the other stitches, but it's fine. They work perfectly, and I'm very happy, and I love this pattern. It's so beautiful. And this is a pattern by Skein Deer Knits on Ravelry, and it was a part of her mitten club last year, 2018. So yeah. And then my third and final finished item for this episode is the Nordiska that I'm wearing. So I'm gonna stand up. This is what it looks like. I am very happy with it. Now, I knit this according to pattern, and I did the small size. However, I used tuku wool for my Nordiska, and my gauge is tighter than called for in the pattern. I could have done a medium size if I wanted a bigger fit, but I didn't want it to be super oversized. It's written to be an oversized top thing, but I didn't want it to be super oversized, and also because I used tuku wool, it's not super drapey like the yarn that she recommends for like in the pattern. So I didn't want to make a super oversized top that wouldn't be super drapey. So I was happy to make it a little bit more fitted to fit my body better. And I really love it. I love the color work. And if you're new to color work, I really do recommend. Look at the sleeves. I love it. If you're new to color work and you need to practice, or you want to do a practice piece, I highly recommend that you get some tuku wool or Jameson or like super woolly kind of wool that kind of catches on itself, because it makes color work so much easier than doing it with superwash wool or more slippery kind of fiber. So I really do recommend that if you want to do a practice piece, practice with a woolly kind of wool, and this softens up so much. The only thing that I changed in the pattern was the ribbing here on the neckline. You're supposed to do it, I think, 5 centimeters wide or something, but I only did it for 5 rows, I think, to match the ribbing down on the bottom. So I did 5 rows of ribbing down here and on the sleeves, which you can't really tell, or maybe you can. And then I did 5 rows of ribbing as well here for the neckline. And it has these beautiful cables here on the raglan. And I did all the cabling without a cable needle. It's a super simple and easy cable. You're only working with 4 stitches at a time. But I've talked about not being a super efficient cable knitter in the past. But this year I decided to challenge myself a little bit and just learn how to cable without a cable needle. And it goes so much faster, and I'm super happy with how it turned out. I didn't use a cable needle once for this pattern. I just put the stitches in front or in the back and just rearrange the stitches on my needle. And that is also super easy with this wool because it really sticks together. So when you take your stitches off the needle, they don't like run down your work. And that's super helpful as well. So yeah, I really recommend it and I'm super happy with it. I think I'm gonna get a lot of wear out of it. Like today I'm just wearing it over like these really comfortable trousers that I have. I'm just wearing a rolled neck, long sleeve shirt underneath. But I mean, I have a few items in my wardrobe that I think are gonna be perfect with it. Like this sweater, like it's like a, not a sweater, it's a shirt kind of dress. I wear this one a lot and I think wearing this over it is gonna be really pretty. And then me and my mom, or mostly my mom, but I traced the pattern. That's basically everything that I did, and was a really good like a model or a mannequin, like trying it on. She made me this beautiful dress last week that I don't have, but because she didn't finish it until last night, and I hope that I will get it this week so I can show it to you on the next podcast. I think this is going to be perfect over it. So I'm super pumped about this piece. It's going to be like a really good piece for my wardrobe. It goes with a lot of things that I own already and a lot of things that I plan to make in the future as well. So yeah, I started this when we were in Montreal for New Year's, and I finished it on Saturday evening, and I wove in the ends and washed and blocked it yesterday on Sunday. So yeah, that's all my finishes. I wanted to talk about, because now I'm like, after this I'm a little bit obsessed about stranded knitting. I've always loved doing stranded color work, like for lopa pesas and stuff like that, but now I'm even more into it. And I have two more mitten patterns from Ali of Skein Knits that I really want to make. One of them is the spunny mittens, these, and I want to use the leftovers that I have from my Nordiska to make this. I want to use the gray as the light color and the dark charcoal kind of. It's not really only gray, it has a little bit of brown in it as well. So I want to use these two. This one for the lighter color and this one for the darker color for these mittens. I think they're beautiful. And then I also want to make the Effie mittens, also by Skein Knits. And for these I want to use these two colors. This is Baram U Hip Colorwork, spun in Yorkshire, 100% British wool. So yeah, I want to use these two colors for these mittens. So either one of these will be like jumping on my needles pretty soon, I hope. Yeah, so for whips, I have some socks on the needles. I'm almost down to a heel flap of the second sock of the Dobby socks that I'm working on. This yarn is from Nomadic Yarns. And I finished the first one. I'm gonna put it on a blocker here so you can see it. Here we go. This is the first sock. And the last time that I recorded, I was wondering what colors to use for the heels and toes. And I decided to use the Regia yarn that I had. It's like this variegated, variegated. I don't know how to say that. It's this gray colorway, and I did an afterthought heel on these. So I just knit in a band, like a string of yarn, and then I pick up the stitches above and below, and then I knit a heel, just like I do a toe, basically. It's basically the same thing. So yeah, I'm really happy with these. And on my second sock, I am almost down to where I'm supposed to put in the strand for the heel. I just need to get to the next color change, and then I put in the string of yarn. And this is Dobby's A Free Elf by Nomadic Yarns on the Brit sock base. And I am now officially obsessed with striped socks. They are the best thing I can imagine. So exciting. Like, you get to the next color, and then you get to the next color, and then you get to the next color, and then you repeat. And I find it super addictive, and it really keeps me interested in the project. So next up is the Lunt Hat by Stephen West that I'm making as a sample for him. And this is going super fast. I did this yesterday, basically. This is an oldie but goldie from Stephen, and I'm really happy with it. Almost done. Almost. The yarn that I am using for this one is, let me see, it's from La Bien Amie. It's called Patagonia, and it's 100% merino Aran. Patagonia. It's a really beautiful colorway. I really like it. Knits up beautifully. So yeah, I'm almost done. I will probably finish this when I sit down. To knit after I finish recording and editing this podcast. So yeah, super fun, super quick, very nice. The next project that I wanted to show you is my Enchanted Mesa sweater. I haven't shown this in a while, but I haven't really been working on it either, so I'm finished with the body of the sweater. It's done. And I'm working on the first sleeve. And I split for the sleeves after after 4 wedges here on the yoke, because I didn't want it to be super. You have to, according to pattern, you do 5 wedges and then you split for the sleeves. But I wanted mine to fit properly and not be down like on the middle of my upper arm. So this is what it looks like. And I'm doing this pearl texture here and there with the same colors that I have here in the yoke. And all the colors, all the yarns that I'm using for this are from La Bien Amie. I used DK weight for the collar, and I'm using the sport base for the body of the sweater. And then I have a few of the mini... My yarn is tangling. I have a few of these mini skeins of their singles base to do the stripes in the yoke and the garter details that I'm doing in the body and in the sleeves. So yeah, I'm very happy with this. I really like how moody and dark it is. It's gonna fit perfectly with the rest of my wardrobe, I think. And I kind of want to get this finished before I go to Edinburgh, because I just know I'm going to get a lot of use out of it. So I need to get cracking. The sleeves shouldn't take me that long. I'm just procrastinating about what to knit and what not to knit. And I want to knit all the things and finish all the things and work on old projects. And yeah, I have knitting ADHD on high levels these past few weeks. I want to knit all the things, and I'm trying to restrain myself and like assess what I have and what I actually want to finish, and if I want to frock something, etc. So okay, I have two other things to show you. Another project that I'm working on is the shawl Kaldbakur. This one, designed by my friend Taka, who is the owner of Litla Prjónabúðin. And the last time that I showed this to you, okay, I'm not in the middle of a row, which is a good thing. The last time I showed it to you, I was where the pink stitch marker is. So I've done a little bit. I mean, the rows are getting super long. They're like 400 stitches or something. But this is what it looks like now. I'm on to my third color. And then I have, this is the third color that I'm using. Then I have another gray. And then I have pink and red to add to the shawl. And the yarn that I'm using is Tindlamaul by Camaros. I love this yarn. I've said it a million times, and I will probably say it a million times more, because it is one of my favorite yarns to work with. I need to try doing stranded color work with this yarn. I haven't done it already, but I think it should work pretty well for stranded color work. So yeah, I'm working on it like here and there, putting in a row. You know, I'm not in any hurry to finish it, but I still want to get it finished at some point. So I'm just doing a row here and there and just enjoying myself, not putting any pressure on me. Okay, the last time I talked to you, I had this yarn from Usitita that Steffi from Usitita gifted me for Christmas. She gifted me this amazing yarn. This is the main color. She gifted me 4 of these. And then these 3. And they are absolutely beautiful. I asked her if she was gonna be carrying the space. She's thinking about it. She hasn't made any decisions, but I encouraged her to actually carry it because it's beautiful. It knits up so beautifully, and it's such a pleasure to work with. So the last time I was showing you the yarn, and I was trying to make up my mind what sweater I wanted to do out of this yarn, because I think it deserved something extra special and beautiful. After much deliberation, I went back and forth with this so many times, and I went into so many circles in my head about what I wanted to make with this yarn. I decided to knit Testa, a sweater that was in Lane magazine number 3. The designer of the sweater is Jennifer Steinkass. I love this sweater. I think it's absolutely beautiful. And I have finished the yoke, and I'm knitting on the body at the moment. And it looks like this. I love it so much. I think it's absolutely beautiful. I can't wait to wear this. I think it's super pretty. So yeah, I love it, and it's so soft, and it feels so nice. I've tried it on a few times, and it's just, it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And the yarn, it knits up so well. It's such a pretty yarn. The halo on it is just beautiful. It is 75% blue-faced Leicester and 25% mushroom wool. It's 200 meters in 100 grams. And I've only used one skein of the grey to do all of this. So I have 3 more. I stopped working on it because I finished the yarn and I need to wind more. So I will do that soon and get back to it. I kind of want to finish this sweater and the Enchanted Mesa before I go to Edinburgh, and that should definitely be doable because it's like 6 weeks away, so that should definitely be enough time for me to finish these 2 and a few other projects that I'm pretty sure that I have to do at some point. So yeah, those are my finished projects and works in progress. And I wanted to show you one thing that I got. I was contacted by Hex Dye Works here in Iceland. She's a new to me dyer, but I've been like following her for a few weeks now on Instagram. And she contacted me and asked me if she could donate some prizes for the Hibernating Knit Along. And of course I said yes, I can always use prizes. So, and I also knew that she was making sock blockers. And I decided that I wanted sock blockers. So she was generous enough to give these to me. And I love them. I think they're beautiful. And I love that you can hang them. And they look like this. I really like them. And yeah, thank you, Posties. So yeah, that's it for all my knitting, I think, for now. I wanted to go over the Hibernating Knit Along a little bit. And then I'm going to talk about some live stuff, and then I'm just going to call it a day. It's going to be a shorter... Oh, no. I lie. I decided to challenge myself a little bit. I went over... Sorry. I went over a few of my whips, and like old, lingering whips that have been with me for a long time. And I found, I think I showed this on one of my earlier episodes. I found this granny square blanket that I have been working on for a few years now. It it's not that big. It has like 2 rows all the way across, and then I've started. It has 4 squares on the 3rd row, and that's it. Yeah, it has 4 squares on the 3rd row, and that's it. But I love this blanket. I think it's beautiful. I'm using scraps of kamka to finish this, and I have them in this huge bag. It's not full, it's like halfway full. There are 3 more squares finished. And I'm thinking about challenging myself to finish 1 square a week to try and get this blanket finished. So I'm thinking starting next Sunday, I'm gonna crochet these 3 squares into the blanket, and then every Sunday after that I'm gonna do 1 square and attach it to the blanket. I do 10 rows of, I just reach into the bag and I draw a color and I crochet with that, and I put it aside and I draw the next one. I don't plan out the colors at all. I just do whatever comes out of the bag. And I do 10 rounds of color. And then I do I do 1 round of black, and then on the 2nd round I attach it. I used the join as you go technique. I saw it first on Attic 24, the block. That's the technique that I used to attach the squares together. And yeah, I love it. And I want this blanket in my life. So I'm gonna try to challenge myself to get it done. So there are about, 6 weeks left of the year. So if I manage to do a square a week, this blanket will be like really far along. So let's see what happens, and if I can manage to finish it properly, or like at least get a fair bit done of it. So yeah, okay, now I wanted to talk a little bit about the hibernating knit along, and then a little bit of life stuff. So if you're only here for the knitting content and like seeing what I'm doing, this is basically it. Okay, the hibernating knit along started last Friday, and it runs until the end of February. Me and Steven are co-hosting this together in my Ravelry group. You search for HipHipBarbaKnitStories in the groups tab on Ravelry, or you can press the link right down below in the description box. There are already quite a few finished projects, and I'm gonna open up a finished object thread as I edit this podcast. You can participate in the Ravelry group, or you can participate by using the hashtag HibernatingKAL on Instagram. And we are gonna have a few prizes. Like I said, Hex Dyeworks already gifted some prizes for us to donate. Steven is gonna donate a few things, and I am gonna donate a few things as well. If you're a maker and if you want to donate something for this knit along, you can contact me. My email is right down below as well. I think that's it for the knit along for now. I encourage you to at least check out the hashtag on Instagram and the finished projects in the Ravelry group. They look beautiful, and I'm super excited to see what everybody's gonna make. I hope that I can get at least one more thing finished. Oh, and yeah, you can also make the bubble sweater or the pierre shawl for this knit along. You don't have to pick the 6 projects that are in the Hibernating ebook or printed copy book. If you happened to get one of those, you can also knit the bubble sweater and the pierre shawl. Okay. Life stuff. We had a really rough week last week because our older cat Emma passed away. She had been battling some health issues for a little bit less than a year, and it was just her time. She was okay on Sunday, like a week ago, but she passed away on Monday evening. We took her to an emergency vet because we could tell that she was really sick and uncomfortable. And the vet looked at her and he was just like, "I'm so sorry, but we can't do anything. We just have to put her to sleep." And yeah, her liver had basically shut down, so she passed away. And we are pretty devastated about it, but at the same time I'm glad that she didn't suffer for longer than she had to. I mean, I'm pretty sure that Monday, especially the later part of Monday, was rough for her, and I'm really sorry for that, but we didn't really know what was going on. But the minute we realized what was happening, we called the vet immediately and took her there. And yeah, and she was just 9 years old, and she was a super weird cat, and she didn't like strangers, but she loved us and we loved her. And yeah, I mean, this is how life goes. Work has been super busy. Caritas has been super busy, and my husband has been super busy. Everybody has been busy. And we got some news regarding my sister. If you're new to this podcast, my sister has been battling cancer. She had a checkup 2 weeks ago, and according to what the doctors can tell from those checkups, the tumor has shrunk quite a bit, and we are so thankful and happy for that. She has a few more tests to do before they start planning for her next treatment session, but thankfully for now things are looking up, and we are just hopeful and crossing our fingers and toes and stitches and hair and legs and everything that we will continue to receive good news regarding her health and her fight against this horrible disease. So I would just like to thank everybody for the well wishes and the prayers, if you choose to pray. They work, so thank you so much to everybody. And now I'm gonna sign off, edit this podcast, and I will see you again in about 2 weeks. So thank you so much for watching, and please, if you like what you see, like and subscribe down below. Thank you so much. Bye.